Imagine capturing the perfect shot every time, freezing a moment that tells a story, expresses an emotion, or simply takes your breath away. It's not just about the photographer's skill, but it's also about the tools in their hand. And today, I'm going to help you find the perfect camera for your needs. First, let's talk about the things you should know about yourself and your needs, starting with what you want to capture. So, are you into landscapes? Are you into portraits? Are you into wildlife? Or maybe just a little bit of everything? And honestly, it's okay if you don't know what you're going to be shooting yet, but getting some sort of an idea of what you will most likely be shooting will help you make an informed decision for the best kind of features that you might need. Next up is just to assess your skill level. So, are you a beginner looking to learn, an intermediate photographer looking to level up, or are you a seasoned pro? Your skill level might influence the complexity and the features that you might need. And of course, let's not forget about budget. Cameras come in a wide range of prices, from affordable entry-level cameras all the way up to high-end professional gear that might cost several thousands of dollars. Figuring out your budget will really help you narrow down your choices and ensure that you invest in a camera that offers you the best value for your money. Now remember, there is no one-size-fits-all solution, so keep your unique needs in mind as we continue. So now let's talk about key features. Now that you've figured out things like your style, your skill level, and your budget, we can explore some key features that will help you find the perfect camera. First up is sensor size. The sensor is kind of like the digital eye of your camera. Larger sensors capture more light, usually providing better image quality and low light performance, and there are several different sensor sizes that you will likely come across. Full frame sensors are often considered professional grade and are most likely found in higher end cameras. They offer the best low light performance, a wide field of view, and are perfect for things like landscapes and portraits. Another common sensor size you'll come across is APS-C. They are versatile and suitable for various different types of photography styles, and is actually what I'm shooting on right now. But something to note with them is that they do have a 1.6 times crop, which means that you have to take whichever focal length your lens is and multiply it by 1.6 to get the focal length that your camera will actually see. For example, if you're shooting on a 50mm lens with an APS-C sensor, the focal length will actually be closer to about an 80mm lens. Another sensor size you'll probably come across is going to be micro four thirds, which is common in compact cameras and some mirrorless cameras, and are smaller than APS-C size sensors. Now, those are like the main three sizes that you'll likely come across, but you might see some other sizes, such as medium format, which is even bigger than a full-frame sensor, and are usually specifically designed for high-end photography. Now, I should also point out that while you might have a bigger sensor, that also means you'll probably have a bigger camera body as well. So if you're looking for a nice compact camera, you might want to stay away from some of the larger sensors. The next feature I want to talk about is going to be megapixels, which is a term you've probably heard before, but what does it mean exactly? And megapixels are simply just a representation of the resolution of your images. You can think of it as like the number of tiny dots or pixels that make up a picture. And you can actually calculate the number of megapixels from your camera by taking the maximum resolution for the width as well as the height and multiplying them together. So, for example, if your camera sensor is capable of taking an image that is 6,000 pixels wide and then 4,000 pixels tall, and you multiply those together, you get 24 million pixels, or 24 megapixels. More megapixels mean more pixels, which translates to a higher detail. However, a higher megapixel number doesn't always mean that you're going to have better photos. It is just one of the factors that affect the quality of your images. So now, let's talk about lens compatibility. Different camera brands and models come with various different lens mounts. Now, what this simply means is that not every lens you come across will fit on your camera. So when you're choosing a camera, you should also consider the lenses that you might want to use in the future. You really shouldn't run into any issues these days in terms of lens choices, but it's still important to know the type of mount that your camera has. And as a quick note, some cameras allow you to use different adapters with different lenses, offering you even more flexibility, but that's going to be a topic for another day, and I'll cover that in my lens buying guide. Now, last but not least, in our key features section, let's talk about image stabilization. Have you ever taken a photo or video that just came out with like a lot of motion blur? Well, image stabilization might be the solution for your need. Image stabilization, or IS, helps reduce blur caused by small movements when you're holding your camera. So whether it's a slight handshake or a bumpy ride, IS will help make your images sharp. And there are two types of image stabilization: optical and digital. Optical IS is usually built into the lens or the camera body, like IBIS, or in-body image stabilization, while digital IS is done through software. Now, both of them have their benefits, and some cameras even combine the two for maximum stability. Now, keep in mind that not all cameras or lenses come with IS, and some might offer better performance than others. So if this feature is essential for you, make sure to check out the specifications and maybe even test it out in a store if possible for where you live. Now let's talk about DSLR versus mirrorless. So starting out with DSLR. DSLR, or digital single lens reflex cameras, have been the go-to choice for many photographers for a long time now. They use a mirror mechanism to reflect light into the optical viewfinder so that you can see what the camera is seeing. Now, DSLRs also have a great battery life, a great choice of lenses, and tend to be cheaper than their mirrorless brothers and sisters. However, DSLRs tend to be heavier and bulkier. But mirrorless cameras, on the other hand, eliminate the mirror and allow for a much more compact design. They provide a digital display, either through a rear screen or an electronic viewfinder, or both, and mirrorless cameras are generally lighter, more compact, and they offer faster autofocus and more modern features. They're sort of the future of photography, with most brands heavily investing in this technology now, but they're not without their drawbacks. For example, battery life might be a little bit shorter than their DSLR counterparts, and the lens selection might be a little bit more limited, especially for newer systems. Now, you might notice these days that it's kind of hard to come by a DSLR camera, since it seems like that most camera brands are focusing solely on mirrorless cameras. And while DSLRs are far from obsolete, the innovations and developments are leaning more towards mirrorless cameras these days. But don't discount DSLRs if you think they fit your needs and your preferences. So, for example, my first camera was a DSLR, and I still use it from time to time to this day. Now, beyond DSLR and mirrorless cameras, there's a world of different cameras that are designed for specific needs and preferences. Let's take a look into some of these options. Starting out with compact cameras, for those who value more portability and simplicity, compact cameras are a great choice. They're perfect for everyday snapshots and travel photography, and they offer quality images without the bulk. Action cameras. So if you're an adventurer or a sports enthusiast, action cameras are built for you. They're rugged, oftentimes waterproof, and are designed to capture fast-paced activities in high definition. The most common action camera most of you probably know about is going to be GoPro. Film cameras. For the nostalgic and the artistic photographers, film cameras offer a unique and tactile experience. They bring back the magic of analog photography and are a favorite among many creatives. So when you're exploring these options, think about your specific interests and your environments that you'll be shooting in, and the level of control and flexibility that you desire. These cameras can complement your main camera or serve as a fun alternative for a specific project. Next, let's dive into brand consideration, where we'll explore the popular brands and what they're known for. Choosing the right brand can be as personal and as essential as selecting the right camera itself. Different brands have unique characteristics, reputations, and strengths. So now let's explore some of the key players in the industry. Canon. Known for its versatility and extensive lens selection, Canon is a favorite among professionals and hobbyists alike. They offer a wide range of cameras, from entry-level to high-end professional models. Nikon. Nikon is renowned for image quality and ergonomics, so whether you're into wildlife photography or studio portraits, Nikon cameras and lenses are designed with precision in mind. Sony. Sony has kind of been the leader in the mirrorless revolution, offering innovative features and top-notch video capabilities. Their cameras are popular among vloggers and filmmakers, and is actually what I'm shooting on as my main camera right now. Fujifilm. Fujifilm offers stylish cameras with unique color science, and their cameras are often praised for their film-like quality. Panasonic, Olympus, and others. Brands like Panasonic and Olympus are known for their Micro Four Thirds systems, providing compact solutions with great video features. And don't forget to explore other brands that might cater to your specific needs as well. I will say that I've pretty much only ever shot on Sony and Canon cameras, so they're the ones I usually personally recommend, but don't be afraid to try out other brands, especially if they fit your needs. When you're considering a brand, think about the availability of lenses and accessories, the brand's reputation for their customer support, and how their cameras feel in your hands. It might be worth visiting a store to actually try them out in person. Now that you've narrowed down your camera choices, it's time to think about where you're going to buy, and whether you're going to buy a new camera or a used one. If you're buying new, I would suggest you check out some authorized dealers to ensure that you're getting a genuine product with a full manufacturer's warranty. And there are many different online marketplaces like Amazon, B&H, and Adorama that offer a wide selection of new cameras And personally for me, in the last 5 years or so, I've been getting almost all of my gear from B&H because I like the company. Also, when you're buying new, it might be worth taking a little bit of extra time to look into any sort of bundles or promotions that any other sites have going on. Now, if you're buying used, and I want to open this by saying, please don't be afraid to buy used gear. You can often find some incredible pieces of gear at a great price if you're lucky. Now, for used gear, if you're lucky, you might have a camera store near you that sells used gear. Otherwise, you can always check out places like eBay or Facebook Marketplace to find cameras from individual sellers. Now, while buying used gear can save you some money, it doesn't come without risk, so please do your research, ask questions, and consider the age and if the camera has any remaining warranty. But like I said, please don't be afraid to buy some used gear. Now, we've covered a lot today, from identifying your needs and exploring different features, to understanding the differences between DSLR and mirrorless cameras, considering various brands, and navigating on where to buy. It's certainly a journey to find the perfect camera, but I hope this guide has made it easier for you. And if you guys have any questions or want to share your thoughts, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you guys, and I'm here to help you with any further guidance that I can offer. Now, to get you guys started with some recommendations, if you look in the description, I have some personal recommendations, as well as on my website, I have a blog post that I will try to keep updated with my own personal recommendations of cameras at different price points and skill levels. But that pretty much does it for this video. If you guys found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. Let me know if you have any questions or thoughts in the comments, or if there's any other topics you'd like me to cover. I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.